And then they offered our women, our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunts money to try to take place from that male income that was once worked in the house. Because one thing about our families before then, they were not broken up. All of our men was in our families. They were the ones that didn't have the men in the family because their men was out somewhere drinking, drugging, and all kinds of other things. So that's really where the welfare system came from and how it actually came about. And that's how we got pushed up in that thing.
Hey, I want to say something else about that little
That's all.
reservation. I want to say something
That's
else.
what I just wanted to tell y'all.
I wanted to say
Because a lot of times
something.
they think, oh, it's more of us on welfare. No, it's not. It's still not to this day. Statistically, we are the least amount of people on in the system.
I wanted to
The
say
least amount.
I want to say something
Go ahead, baby.
about that reservation thing. TikTok is a complete free platform. We actually stumble across your lives. A lot of us don't even tune in your lives. A lot of us just look at it without even going in there, and we listen to the shit y'all be saying about your reservations. Y'all are 100% racist against one another. So put one of us in that reservation where all y'all literally bluntly racist towards one another. Y'all racist towards people that's a little bit darker than you that share your same DNA. Y'all racist against people that hair that isn't all that straight on y'all reservation. Y'all racist against people that eyes that's too little or too big. Y'all racist against a lot of shit on the reservation. Y'all just gotta find something to be racist about on your own damn reservation. So why the hell when we, a melanated guy, come on your reservation
Mm.
and deal with all that shit 100 times fold? That's crazy as hell. Y'all don't even own the shit that y'all got. Y'all are literally y'all are possessions. Y'all are possessions. Y'all are citizens that owe the United States government allegiance, and he gave y'all permission to put your own government. The United States government can come in and dismantle y'all government on the reservation anytime, any day. Y'all need their permission to make. Y'all need their
y'all
permission to make
should
a
see what
government.
we're doing. Y'all should see what we're doing and try to cheer us on. But the reason y'all not doing it is because y'all are not aware that y'all are slaves, because y'all don't know the definitions to all these different terms that everybody's going under, just like Lord Natural was just telling y'all. So for real, y'all should see what we're doing and be like, thank God somebody's sticking up against the government, right? But y'all are under the government. Y'all are like subjects to Rome, and we're telling y'all, and y'all just won't get the picture.
Check this
Y'all
out.
want to hate on us, but y'all want to hate on us because freedom is really what we're looking for,
Yeah.
because y'all are comfortable in a cage,
Check,
right? And y'all are telling us to get in the cage with y'all, and we're like, no, freedom is out here. What are y'all talking about?
check this out. They said we need an identification card to tell us what nationality, what we are. Come on now. We can be a completely allodial people, completely free people. We don't need no jurisdiction of no government. We don't need no enemy. Well, last time that you need to understand to recognize us. That sounds so stupid. Y'all don't understand. Y'all saying, oh, my enemy recognized me. Enemy, give me a card that tells everybody what I am. Okay, since I feel like that's your tribe, you don't actually self-identify. The government tell you what you identify as.
Mm.
You ain't doing no self-determination. The government is telling you what the hell you is.
Mm. That,
So if they're telling us,
and that
if they're
definitely don't
telling us,
sound like
why
freedom
do
to
we go
me.
by our own name?
Listen,
Did you
you
know
he
before the
don't
day
get
you
it.
had the right?
He don't
Did
get
you
it.
know before the day
But
you had the
I'm
right
just
to self
asking you a question.
determination? Did you know that you have the right to self determination, Glenn?
Yeah, and we do.
About that?
Okay, okay. The government calls us Wallapai, but our name is Walbai. That's in our language, and we come from Wikameh. Where is your guys'
What is
language and
determination?
place of birth?
I was just going to say, I don't think he get it. I'm going to drop down God's, but I want our people to understand how that welfare system really was created and who it really affects and who it doesn't. And someone said in the comments, it's because it's less of us in the country. No, it's not. We are the majority and have always been the majority.
Yeah.
But that's all. Go ahead, sis.
Self determination is not just having a name. That's not what self-determination is. I suggest you look it up. All right.
I
One
looked it
thing that
up
we're big on
and
over here is definition. So look up self-determination. All right.
I
It's
got
deeper
it.
than that.
I got it. I got it.
You got
No,
Sis,
And
did
you
you
we
got to
want to
look
say
at it
spoke.
from
something
a
to me
law
before I
point.
drop?
Don't look at the first thing on Google. You got to look at it from a
I
law
added.
point.
All right.
Well, that's what I did, but I don't take that definition. I read deeper into it, and to me, it's the things that we how we live our life, how we our traditions and our culture with our
Well,
language.
all that's beautiful, bro. All that's beautiful. But if you're going to be a citizen, then you're going to need to know the definitions because what we're talking about is law. So you are bound to these laws. So you should know.
You said,
It's not,
you
yo,
said
I'm
the
going to just make
name.
this whatever I want to make it. Because once you get into a situation, it's going to be what they told you it was, but you wanted to ignore it for whatever reason because it's about the spirit and everything like that.
Check this out. Who made the Indian law on your reservation? Was it your people or the United States government? Who regulated it?
It was
Who?
a guy named Fred Mahone.
A
He's the
guy
one that
named Fred
actually got our
Malone
reservation.
made the laws on your reservation.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
who regulated it?
Fred
Who approved it?
Mahone. It was an executive order by the president at that time.
What year?
Like 1880, in the 1880s.
That stuff, that stuff got to be
It-
that stuff
it-
got to be updated, right? Because that's why I keep saying who regulated it. Who gave you the permission to
Well,
say,
that's
okay, this is law and this is what you're gonna go by? So, like for example, y'all can make a law say, okay, every year we're gonna sacrifice to this god named Cthulhu. We're gonna sacrifice a young whatever to Cthulhu every year. If y'all wanted to do that law, who would regulate that and who would approve it?
nobody would regulate it. It's
No,
ourselves.
I'm just speaking hypothetically. I ain't saying that's what you would do. I'm
Oh.
saying who would regulate that? If that's your culture, if that's your tradition, who would do it?
The people, because it goes through a vote.
So the
Everybody
government
on our
wouldn't step in
tribal-
and say, no, you cannot do this?
No, they can't.
Man,
We're
stop the
sovereign.
cap, man. Y'all under the United States government, Indian
Y'all are
law.
not sovereign.
Even though you guys say
Wait,
that,
hold
they
on. I
can't.
got a
Y'all
question.
lying,
So
bro.
if
I was
you're-
waiting for you to tell the
No,
truth.
I'm not lying. Why
Hold
would
on,
I lie?
I got a
Why would I
question.
lie?
I got a question. If
So-
you're self-determining, you're sovereign and everything like that, right? And y'all live on these reservations, and your reservations are struggling. Why do y'all not have treaties with other nations to help y'all out? Why do y'all not have allies outside of the corporation to help y'all out? Because if y'all are self-determined and everything, then that means y'all should be able to reach out to other nations for support. Why does that never happen?
Yeah, of course, people do. People do, or the other tribes do. Like the ones that have big casinos, they go to them for loans and stuff to help them build, and they get things from them. They don't go to the government. And my tribe ain't suffering like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your tribe ain't.
There's a tribe out here called Salmon Well. There's a tribe called Salmon Well
America
in California. There's a tribe called Salmon Well, California. They get, they have a good casino, so they give out a lot of loans to a lot of tribes. The government actually taxes us because they want money from us. We got the Grand Canyon Skywalk that does good for us.
And most of the casinos get money from the government. All right, I'm about to drop. Did you want to say something to me,
Well, you
sis,
can say that,
before I
but
leave?
it's not true.
It is true. Anyway, go ahead, sis.
It's not.
I was
Did you
saying,
want to say?
What tribes got a loan from the government?
The host is talking.
I made you a mic, Kim.
Oh,
That's
okay,
how-
baby. All right. I'm about to drop down and listen to my God and Goddesses in the chat. Love y'all.
Native American, we do know why you guys do not want to be called Indians. Y'all did not start it. Hold up. Y'all did not start calling yourself Indians and Aboriginal until y'all heard us saying it.
We don't call ourselves that. The government called us that.
The government
Do
called
not
you what?
call y'all Aboriginals. Stop the cap.
Indians.
There's no law.
They didn't
There's
call
no
us
document where they
Aboriginals.
call you Aboriginals. We do. Look, you
Okay.
talking.
We
Look,
don't we don't we don't get that. We don't get that title. We don't want that title.
listen. Listen. When you say such things, me and Rashad, before all, she's still learning a lot. Me and Rashad, we learned a lot about this laws and know what's in place and know what's stated from the old even up to the new. So I'm telling you, we know when you fucking lying.
I'm not lying though.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't tell me.
you'll
You
learn a
can't
lot
tell me
more
the
to say
Wi-Fi
you don't
is
know.
depending on stuff that you're saying.
That's why
So what
they
do you
who
think?
regulate and approve your laws because that stuff goes through the government.
They don't. Like I told you, it goes through the trap. The people vote. Whatever
And it
laws
goes
that
up to
the council
they
wants.
vote. It goes up to
Listen,
the
listen.
government
I'm
to
Hey,
trying to
approve.
tell you. I'm trying
Glenn,
to tell you, but you
hey,
won't let me
Glenn.
tell you.
So, Glenn, y'all vote. Look, y'all do. I'm sure there's a lot of things that y'all vote on that y'all do between yourselves, right? But but there's a cap on it. There's a cap that y'all reach where the government is in there, and they're like, "No, you're not doing that," and we do not care
No,
what y'all say.
no,
It
no,
could even be, huh?
no.
Come on, bro. That's not.
Bro, if the federal agents is always on your shit.
You
If
have to
no,
give me an
check
example of
check
where
this out.
that happens. You have to give me an example where that happens
Check this out. If
because it doesn't happen on
All
my
right.
tribe.
check this out. If the
All
federal
right. So if you find
You guys are just talking but not proving
if you
anything.
find let's say one of your tribal members were walking outside of your reservation, right? And they go somewhere and they say, "Oh shoot, I found something under the ground," and they dig it up and it has a name of one of your ancestors. You got to go to the government before y'all could do anything about it because they own
Yeah, of
y'all.
course.
So even if you found your own ancestor, you can't do nothing about it until they tell you yes, go ahead, because
No.
you're not
But
sovereign.
yes, we are.
no, you're not
Because that's how it
sovereign,
works.
bro. We got the laws in front of y'all.
Listen.
Y'all are citizens. How can you be a citizen and a
Hey,
sovereign at the same time?
Lord, unblock me on this page so you can send me all
Oh
of
hell
that
no, I
stuff.
ain't no. I'm not
Show
unblocking
me
you. I
what
don't
you're
fuck with
talking about.
y'all. If I blocked you, it was because of a reason. And on this panel, you just called me big nose, and you said I was on welfare, and you probably said some more shit I couldn't hear because I was yelling
So
and
you
shit.
call me other things too.
I
Come on,
said
man.
Can't
Asianic.
imagine the
Asianic
things
is
you
not
say.
discriminatory.
Doesn't
Y'all know
matter.
y'all Asian.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm not Asian.
Man, shh.
Hey, Glenn,
I'm
where
gonna
are you
be
from?
There's
quiet.
Where
nothing
your
Asian
ancestors
about
from,
me,
Glenn?
bro.
Glenn, where your
There's nothing
ancestors
Asian
from?
about me.
Glenn, where your
They're from
ancestors
here.
from?
I just told you. Wickameh.
From
You said-
Arizona. From Arizona, he said.
That's
So
not in
what
Arizona though.
brings you over here? What brings you over here? Like for real?
Brings me over where?
To this side of TikTok, man, obviously. Come on. Keep up.
Oh,
What brings you over
I
here?
just want to see what's going on. Like why is there so much animosity?
Glenn, what have you heard about me and that brought you over here?
I didn't hear anything about you. I follow you and I sometimes I listen to your guys' stuff, but
Why do
when
you
I listen,
follow me? Hold up. Why do you follow people you say is trying to take your identity? Why do you follow them?
I never said that. I never said that. I just asked what was going on. Like, how come there's a lot of stuff going on between two people? I never said anything about just stealing anything.
But this is the thing, though. There is no thing between two people. We just make everybody on this panel. We just make our content, and your people, the Asiatics, the Mongolians, Siberians, Mexicans, y'all come to our stuff and try to tell us who we are. We don't go on y'all posts and comment anything and say you not Native American. We know y'all Native Americans. We know we
Well, I
not.
don't say that.
Hold up,
I
Glenn.
don't say that.
Hold up, Glenn. I do not go on none of y'all stuff and write and say you're lying. You're lying about who you are. I
Oh,
don't do
I
that.
say that.
It's your
Okay.
people that try to tell people that look like me who I am. And that's y'all problem. Y'all always trying to flip it as if it's somebody else the whole time. Y'all threw the first rock. And because the warrior spirit in us, we going to throw the rocks back. But I was going to land and it's going to stick. And we going to come with receipts. And we going to post our genealogy. And we going to get up here and tell the truth. But y'all never do that. Because if y'all go through y'all genealogy, y'all gonna see Chinese on y'all background, Asian, Russian, Mexican,
Yep. It's
European,
just been
all that down
exposed
Those
y'all
are
recently.
line.
It's just been
We
exposed
those are
know
all
recently.
that.
assumptions.
We know that
Those are not
because the
assumptions.
records are public.
Those are not assumptions.
That's what y'all
It been
not
proven.
getting.
Yes, they are.
They are not
Y'all
Yes,
assumptions.
they
records
are.
It's
are public.
government records. They've
It's
been
Hey,
not.
proven in the National
So
Yes,
Archives.
it
was your
so
hey Glenn,
so
was your family on this?
use
Was your family
that
on this
same
land
logic
in
when
the
they say that
1800s?
where you come from is from Africa. Use
Prove
Was
it.
that
your
that's
same
family
See,
not.
on?
there
logic.
go that
Hey
bullshit.
Glenn, was your family on this land in
I'm
the
just saying,
1800s?
use the same logic.
That is not the
Hey
I'm
same
Glenn,
telling you
logic.
that
Okay,
I'm not from there, but you
hold
guys
up,
are
Look,
saying I
you're
hold
gonna
up.
have
am.
to find public
hey
information to
Glenn,
prove every last one of us came from Africa.
Find me.
So
was your
you're gonna
family
have
on
to
this land
find
in the
information
1800s,
that I
Glenn?
am. Personally that I am from Asia.
Oh,
It's
we
Was your
can.
family?
on y'all
You
genealogy.
can't?
Hey, was your family on this land in the 1800s, Glenn?
They were here for as long
Were
as
they on
we
this land?
had.
Were they on this land in the 1800s?
Yeah.
Were there men in your family
Yes.
in the 1800s? So that means they
Yeah.
were a part of the draft, right?
Yeah. Some of them.
Because you can't escape the draft. So when they got called to the draft, they had these choices on there. One was white, one was Negro, and one was Oriental. So which one did your ancestors pick in the 1800s? The
I don't
men
know. I never
during the
seen that
draft.
information.
Well, you need to go look it up. Now the thing about it though is when you look it up, they're either gonna be white or Oriental.
What if they chose black?
Oh, they definitely ain't chose
I
me.
never, for one, I never said
No.
black was a choice. I said
What
Negro.
if they chose it though? What if they chose that?
We know
You
we
come
didn't.
on,
If you
stop
give us
lying.
your
See
information,
you
I'm pretty
playing
sure we
games.
can find this shit
I'm
out.
not lying. I'm just telling you. Okay, my name's Glenn Powski.
Hey,
It's
well,
right
look,
there.
Glenn,
Look that name up. Search it.
Glenn
Look it up.
Powski. If they did
Yeah.
choose Negro, if they did choose it, then that means your ancestors look like everybody on this panel, and then one of them married
Of
some pale
course.
person, and
Because
it
we're
just kept
all
happening
like
until
I
you look
told
like
this
you.
host
But you
earlier.
do
I told the
know the
host
reason I'm
earlier.
asking you this is because you live in Arizona. We're on the East Coast and the Southeast, right? And you're minding our business. But all the voyagers, all the travelers that came here said that they seen people that look like us. So if your ancestors did pick Negro on the draft card, right? Then that means that they look like us, like everybody else on the East Coast and Southeast did, right? And then they just got whited out. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Of course, colonization happened, didn't
All
it?
right, so you're telling me that the original people of
Did
this
it?
land
Hey,
look like
didn't
hold on,
colonization happen?
Glenn. So what
Didn't
you just said,
colonization happen?
so what you're
I'm
just so
asking you.
listen, what you just said
I'm
is
asking you a question, bro.
Glenn,
Did
yes.
colonization happen?
Glenn, calm
It's
down.
just a
Yeah, we
simple
all
No,
know
he
question.
he
It's just
colonization
a simple
happened.
question.
yes,
Calm down.
All right,
colonization
that's
did
okay.
happen.
All right.
We
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
so with that being said, you're saying that the original people look like me and the rest of the people on this panel, and then colonization happened and they started to look more and more like you.
They were dark, I guess.
Hold up, Glenn. I got three
Yeah.
questions that Glenn. I got three questions to ask you. Okay, here's the thing, right? If they say that they bought us from Africa, but still to this day we do not practice no African traditions, right? Okay, so one, we lost our culture, okay, because we don't speak an African language and we do not practice African traditions, okay? So, because you brought up that colonization happened. So, if colonization happened to us when they so
What?
called brought us from
He's not here.
Africa, how is it that
Oh.
colonization happened to
What?
y'all,
Oh.
but y'all have traditions and customs and all of that stuff?
Yeah, Scooby Doo being tough back there, man. I think that's
Come on,
Glenn phone.
hey, you gotta make that dog be quiet now.
I'm going. What did you say now? I had a
Okay,
visitor.
I'm bringing it back for you. You brought up colonization, and you said that we come from Africa, right? So usually when a person is stripped of everything or whatever, that they're taken from another landmass, their language and stuff is taken away and all of that stuff. Okay, cool. So you brought up colonization, and I say if we came from Africa, We don't practice no African traditions. We don't speak no African languages, none of that, right? So, because we were colonized, how is it you brought up colonization and you say you guys were colonized, but y'all still have y'all traditions, y'all so-called languages, and everything else? How is that possible if both group of people, if both of us got colonized, how y'all kept it? Explain it to me. Explain
Well,
it,
all
Glenn.
of our elders, okay, all of our elders, like Lord said, that some went to the military and stuff. They had our elders that stayed behind and taught the young people. And then when they were taking them to those boarding schools or whatever, that's what they try to beat out of them. But
No,
when you grow up, when you
no,
listen,
no,
listen, when
Glenn.
you grow up,
Before you dig yourself in a hole, Glenn, I'ma stop you, and I muted you. Before you go too far and dig yourself in a hole, you just said because the elders stayed behind and taught. That don't even make sense. When you made that statement as if we don't have elders, as if our elders wasn't teaching us anything, as if your elders was doing something our elders wasn't doing. The tradition that you see us, the custom that you see us now practicing, music, the way we dress, the way we talk, our swag, everything that is our culture. That's what you're not getting, Glenn. And when you say your elders, like your elders was something special, that the colonizers left them alone. That's how you making it seem. Like the colonizers was like, oh, y'all so special. We gonna leave y'all alone so y'all could teach y'all children and y'all grandchildren, y'all customs. Y'all just so special. And we know colonization do not work that way. So before you dig yourself in a hole, Mr. Glenn, I'm giving you time to back up. What makes your ancestors so special that they was left alone? Go on and mute yourself, Mr. Glenn.
who said they were left alone?
You just said that. You said because your elders
I
taught.
didn't say that. I said the elders taught them. I didn't say they were left alone. You're putting words in my mouth. You're not understanding. You
Okay,
don't want to understand.
go ahead, Glenn. Because your elders
So,
did what?
anyways, so when the kids were going to the boarding schools, they were trying to beat that out of them. And when you're growing up, knowing just one language, not English, and knowing your culture, that's hard to beat out. Because the kids, it's even in history, the kids went and tried to speak it, they wanted to speak it. It was their first language. They couldn't just forget it.
So basically, we were
And if
still, and
it's
y'all were
and if
strong
it's
enough to
and if it's
survive it.
and if it's repetitive, you can't forget it.
So we was weak as hell, and you was
I
strong
don't.
as hell
I
to
mean, I
survive
don't.
it.
Hey, I'm sorry you guys lost yours, but we didn't lose ours.
Dude, listen. First of
That
all,
makes
y'all wasn't
absolutely
even on
no
the East
sense.
Coast. Y'all always been on the West Coast. That's how y'all kept y'all shit. Y'all from
Okay,
Chinese. Y'all from
so
Asians. Y'all came over here doing the gold rush.
and
Yes,
and
and
we
and
still
and
have our
because it's the
culture,
truth. The
and
culture y'all just made up recently. Stop the cap.
it's not made up recently.
Y'all can make a culture up anytime, any day, and say, "Oh, we did this 10,000 years ago."
Okay, so that's what our tribes are based on, culture and language.
Yeah, well, it's
What's
my
yours
culture
based
too.
on?
Whatever you do, that's what I do.
Conspiracy
Whatever you
theories?
do, that's what I do. That's my
Conspiracy
culture.
theories?
Whatever you do, that's what
Come
I
on,
do. That's my
come on,
culture.
bro.
Yeah, come on, bro.
All right. Well, if you're Wallapai, then come claim it.
Yeah, can we come over here? Yeah, we the
If
ones
you're
that we the
Wallapai,
ones
if
that
you're
you
Wallapai,
we
It
the
come
don't
ones
make
claim
we
it.
was together and
it
you
If
don't
kicked
you're
us
make
out.
no
Wallapai,
sense
come
to me.
claim
You see,
it.
you see,
It just
you
it
see.
Come
doesn't
on,
make
You see
don't
how
any
we
back
do.
down now. Don't
it
back down
doesn't
You
now.
see
it
what I
doesn't
do? I
make
never
any
back
sense that
down. What are
they
you
sent
talking
your
about?
it doesn't make sense. And hold on, it
You
don't
you
make no
said
sense
you
that
said
they sent
whatever
your
I do, that's
children.
what
That
you
They
do.
don't.
sent
So
the,
if I'm Wallapai,
hold
come
on.
claim it.
Go ahead, Rashad.
It don't make no sense that they sent children to these schools to brainwash them, right? And then after the brainwashing, they sent them right back home to their grandparents to reteach them everything. That that's not how that's not
Colin,
how it works, man.
how
If they
colonization
sent y'all a way to make y'all learn something new, they would cut y'all off from the people that could teach y'all the opposite. So y'all, there wouldn't be no way that y'all would have the language now. We're gonna use common sense, all right?
Yes,
Let's think
sir.
about it.
The first thing they would have did was took your elders out from teaching you anything. That's how colonization works. The first thing they're going to do,
Hello.
the first thing they're going to do is take the elders out to teach you from anything. That's what colonization is. They not gonna keep the elders alive to teach you to keep on practicing the customs. That's dumb. What you're saying is dumb because, like you said,
Alright.
so
Hello.
you gonna go to school. So you gonna go to school, and then when you go to school, they're gonna say, "Don't do this. Don't practice this. You're gonna learn
Hi.
foods.
Who
You
who
gonna cook
invited
these
Hey,
me?
type of."
No,
Hold
sir,
don't
sir.
up,
be
The
mad
hold
at
host
up.
is
We're
me.
not gonna do that.
talking.
Don't
You
be
gotta
mad at
wait.
me.
Hold up. Ain't nobody mad. We're just trying to talk about the situation. So you're gonna go to school like Rashad said every day to learn a European way of living, and then you're gonna go home, and then your grandparents gonna just keep teaching you that. No, it don't work that way. If anyone when they come to take over, the first thing they're gonna do is take out the people that's teaching the traditions. That's how colonization works. And for y'all to sit up here as if y'all don't know that, I think that's very fake and is a fraud because we have tons of history of our people being massacred right here in this land. Our elders being taken out from teaching us any of our stuff and our towns being sinking, bombed, blown up. That was our elders that were being taken out from teaching us anything. Can y'all show us any proof of that? Not just words, paperwork. Can y'all show us any proof of y'all elders being taken out and unalive? Show us the paperwork.
No,
Show us the
because they
proof.
weren't. They weren't.
Well, ain't that special?
Yeah,
Ain't that
because we signed those. Listen, we signed those treaties, so why would they take them out?
so?
So do you hear what you're saying? You said you signed treaties, you made deals with the
Yeah,
government so that they would keep y'all safe. We did
it
it.
doesn't
All right.
matter.
So when y'all
It's
ask us
still.
where our culture and
It doesn't
language and all
matter,
that stuff
bro.
is,
That's
just
what
remember,
the
y'all
tribe's
are the ones
based
that
on.
signed deals with the government. Y'all signed contracts and y'all got the easy way out, right?
But
We didn't do
they were
that.
they were
We're the
signed.
descendants. We're the
Listen,
descendants of the people
listen,
that didn't do that. Okay, that's what we're
listen.
telling you. We're the
All
descendants of
right,
the people
okay,
that
Come on,
didn't do that.
okay,
Einstein.
Do you understand the
okay,
concept?
okay.
We didn't
But
do that.
listen, we signed those treaties to keep our people. That's what our people are based off of, a language and of blood.
Okay,
So
but
The
that's what
treaties
that's
were
what
meant
that's what our elders signed the treaties for, to preserve.
okay,
the treaties are meant to be agreements to share the land with the people, right? That's what they were meant to be.
No,
Like
That's not
that's
what
what
it is,
they
the
were
though.
treaties
intended to
were the
be.
Because
treaties were meant
you
to.
can't sign a
The
treaty
treaties were
unless you're a
land getting.
people.
Like,
The
I'm
treaties were
speaking
land
from
getting
Canada.
stolen.
Okay,
What
so
are you
let me
talking about?
just like
Sharing land. That's
uh,
not what these treaties were about. Sharing. That's crazy. We're already off
I
to
didn't
the
say
land.
that. I didn't say that.
hello. Hi.
let us
Anyways,
speak.
I'm
Let us speak.
speaking
Let us
from
speak. Go ahead.
I'm just speaking from a Canadian perspective, the way it is here in Canada. The Indigenous peoples do have treaties here. Not all of Canada has treaties because the East Coast doesn't, and neither does the West Coast. Those are unceded territories, the same way you guys are speaking of unceded territories, right? So, like, I'm not saying that you guys don't have title to land or anything like that. And I don't know who invited me on here, so I just
Me,
needed
I
to.
did
Yeah,
because
you
Okay,
can't. Yeah, you
so
can't say we don't have titles to the land because we have patents. We have land patents, so we
yes,
do.
okay. I'm not saying that
You
you
know.
guys don't,
okay.
okay, because I know that like all of North America and like everybody has title to the land, especially the people that can be traced back. I know you guys have lineages that can be traced back, even in the United States. This is like the stuff that I know. Here in Canada, we're supposed to have treaties where they're supposed to be.
Hold on, Creedy. Hold on. You said everybody have patents to the land. That's not true. So I want you to clarify that in
Okay,
your answer.
yeah,
Everybody don't have patents to the land.
yeah, that's right. Like that, I just like saying not all of Canada is part of the treaties, right? Okay, so anyways, my point of coming on here is, well, not just somebody invited me,
Yeah, because
but
you were talking in the comments.
yes, I was, because there's a lot of inaccurate things, and everybody sounding very judgmental of each other. And this is a time when in history that everything is shifting, where we should all be like trying to like get along and find a common ground about things instead of sounding so combative.
I've been saying that for 600 years. Hey, tell me, what was inaccurate?
Well, the residential schools things, for one. I used to be a student at the last residential here in Canada. Okay, so that was just in 96, and I'm not even 50 yet. Okay.
So I'm glad that you brought up the residential schools, because that's what I'm most hated about. That's the video about me that came out. But
Okay.
when it comes out to the residential schools, can you show us? Do you know any residential schools that was on the East Coast?
Yes.
For the Indians that was on the East Coast in Louisiana, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, those states.
There's actually still residential schools down in Oklahoma. Still to this day. There is still. And they're just not doing any of they never did any of the disclosures the way that they've done in Canada down in the United States yet. They're just starting to do the schools there. So like, yeah, like we've been knowing about all of this stuff that's been happening in residential schools, and by some way we were able to attain our languages and find our way back. I was raised Catholic. I didn't know my language at all. I'm learning it today. You know, so that's something that's very special to me. You know,
so let's get down to the nitty gritty, because at this point it sounds like everybody trying to kumbaya at the wrong moment.
Yeah, well, because that's
this
what
is the